Congratulations, Della.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to kick things off tonight with, of course, congratulating Della on joining us as a new health coach. Congratulations, Della, and welcome.
Thanks.
I would also like to kick this off with, this is going to be the first of many health coach get-togethers that we're going to do, because that is what we've been lacking. That's what we need. And there's been sometimes that we didn't really have it from Whitney and Greg, and we're going to make it happen. Joni, you're back on by phone. You'll need to open up Zoom, and for the meeting ID, enter my phone number as the meeting ID. So you have to open up Zoom, click join a meeting, and then put my phone number in for the meeting ID number, provided that you have Zoom on the phone. So anyway, what I wanted to do was to kick this off with a discussion about the direction of the team and some of the issues with the team and where we want to go from here, okay? There's several leaders under Whitney and Greg, and I love Whitney and Greg to pieces, but there's several leaders under Whitney and Greg that I'm going to go ahead and just mute everybody real quick. Give me 1 second here. I'm just going to hit mute all. So if you do want to talk, you will have to unmute yourself. And for you, Joni, I do recommend opening up Zoom Cloud Meetings as an app on your phone, and then putting my phone number in as the meeting ID number, and then connecting. But you got to make sure you have Zoom Cloud Meetings downloaded to your smartphone. You can get it from Google Play if it's Android, or the App Store if it's an iPhone. All right, so tonight, we basically, as some of the leaders on Whitney and Greg's team, going to these events on a regular basis, we noticed that there's a lot of people amassing on several of the other teams, and the teams are growing astronomically big, astronomically fast, and there seems to be momentum that we really don't have on our team. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to try to figure out, well, why don't we have the momentum, and what does that look like? So here's where the top leaders in our team basically went to Whitney and Greg and said, you know, we've been talking to some of the other leaders in the organization, trying to figure out what are they doing different? You know, what is the secret sauce? How are they acquiring and supporting clients more efficiently? How are they sponsoring more coaches and then supporting those coaches as they acquire and support clients more efficiently? So to make a long story short, they identified that one of the biggest teams, of course, is the Terry and David Miller team. And Terry and David Miller, of course, have about 3,000 health coaches beneath them that have trickled down through their organization. And their team is growing at light speed. So they asked David and Terry, well, what are you doing that's different than what we're doing? And, you know, we're using the Simple Systems document. We're using the Optavia Learn site. And Terry says, well, we kind of created some stuff to make it simpler and easier to find things. And they have basically created 3 documents. And the 3 documents I shared in our message thread, but I'm going to go over those documents tonight. It really would be beneficial for anybody who's on the phone to try to get on Zoom if they could. And what I can do is I can unmute the 2 people on the phone. So Joni, I'm assuming we still have you on the phone? Or who else do we have on the phone right now?
It's Patty. I'm on the phone.
Okay. You know, it would be good for you to see these, but these documents now are available in our message thread. And I went through the documents and made sure that they were working today. Shauna Perry is the one who's been kind of rearranging them and adding things to them and making sure all the links are turned on. So without further ado, I would like to walk everybody through the process of becoming a new coach and starting to sign up clients, and what that looks like using these new documents. One of the dilemmas has been, what do we send people? Where do we go for information? What's the first step? What's the second step? What's next? So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So bear with me here. And hold on a second. I shared the whole page. I don't want to do that. I'm going to share There we go. I'm going to share my screen. We actually have a group of leaders called Best Practice, okay? And that's what this is. It is the top leaders on Whitney and Greg's team. What we've done is we've taken these Google documents and we've inserted them into a message thread on here for all of us to have access to. And then I've copied those and inserted it into the message thread with all of you guys. The first document that I would like to open is the new Optavia Coach document. So when you click on the new Optavia Coach document, this is the document that is going to come up. And it says, start here, get ready. And basically what it says is your business coach should be printing out a copy of a skills and systems check so that we can assist you in getting to senior coach. What does that look like? Well, it's really simple. It looks, when you click on it, it looks like this document right here, okay? And basically, it's about getting ready. It's scheduling meet and greets, scheduling a get started call soon after ordering a kit, setting up a group Facebook message that will include your support team. So it will include, you know, you, your direct sponsor, and me, or me and Whitney, or me, Whitney, and Greg, depending on where you are in the organization. And then reviewing the Welcome to Health Coach email with the attachments. And every one of these things we would like to do for every coach. We would like to record the date they order their kit. When is 30 days? When is their CAB date? So their client acquisition bonus, when does it run out? We want to go ahead and make sure that we have their why. And their why is actually, why do they want to become a coach, which is a link within that new coach welcome email. So we want to make sure if they have a story, like Della, you have an absolutely astounding story with 155 pound weight loss, but we want to make sure that that story is powerful. Hold on a second, I'm going to unshare and mute whoever's echoing here. We'll try that. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that that story for whoever it is extremely powerful. And so this document is going to be a document that I'm going to be using with each coach to make sure that you're ready to not only get started, but support your first several clients. So that's really what we want to do with this document here, okay? And you will have access on this new coach document that's right here. You'll have access to one of those systems checklists that I just showed you, okay? But you don't necessarily need to print it out, but this is a two-way street. We're actually holding Whitney and Greg accountable. I want you guys to hold me accountable. When you see something on that sheet that you're not prepared for, ready for, you say, Doc, I need to do this, and I'm going to make sure that I have it on my sheet and that we've talked about it and we've passed that skill to you and you're ready to take the next step. So this is going to be a tracking tool that we're going to use for each and every health coach in our organization from this day forward, okay? In these documents, they're kind of neat because anything that's blue is literally a document. Anything that's burgundy is a video, okay? So when you click on a blue thing, you get the skills and system check document. When, on the other hand, you click on a burgundy thing or a red thing, whatever color it looks to you, you end up bouncing out to a video. And so a lot of people are using this instead of Optavia Learn. And the reason is because it's more systematic and you don't have to look for things in a bunch of places. So the whole concept of getting ready is we're just going to go right down this list and we're going to do everything that's in this list. Okay? Health coach training call. We want to do calls with you. Okay, that's really what our goal is. We want at least 6 calls or Zooms, preferably Zooms, within the first 14 days. That's what we would like to do. Who do we want to invite to a health coach training call? people that are asking, people that have noticed, friends, family, anybody that'll assist you and give you 30 to 40 minutes of their time. That's who we want to use for your training calls. And then, how do you invite someone to a health coach training assessment? Well, if you click on that blue link, lo and behold, it opens up a document that describes how you might approach someone and invite them to a call with your mentor. Because everybody goes, oh, I feel weird, I feel strange, I feel funny asking people to do this. But you can say, well, hey, look, I'm a new health coach. I'm just learning the basics. I'd love for you to join me on a call with my health coach and see if our program is a fit for you, if you think it's a fit. Or maybe I've been focusing on my health the last couple of months. It's been amazing. I feel so great. I've learned so much. Now I've decided to pay it forward. And they give you sample scripts, and then sometimes people will ask you questions. And what we did is we addressed the most common questions, because everybody asks, well, how much does it cost? So everything that you need to get somebody on the phone to do a training call is on this document. So it's right there. It's now at your fingertips, and it's on the document that's labeled, of course, New Optavia Coach. So you're with me on that, everybody? Just give me a thumbs up, okay? And I will go ahead and unmute you later on. All right. So Facebook. Here's the issue with Facebook. Facebook is a great way to reach out to people, but it's also a curse for a brand new coach, okay? If you're not ready to work a post that you put on Facebook, then you're wasting your time. And what do I mean by work a post? Basically, if you put a post on, you put a story on, you put a before and after picture of somebody on there, and you put about your health journey on there, if people start commenting or asking you questions, you better know what to say. And for a new coach, you may want to hold off until we get some of the other pieces in line before you start posting on Facebook. And then eventually you will post on Facebook because it'll broaden your sphere of influence, okay? Literally, as you come down through here, learn about more consistent posting. And there's a video about that, okay? So there's a lot of really cool things in this document. And what I would recommend that everybody do is take the time to go to that message thread that I set up with everybody who's on the call. Just start clicking on these links and opening them up. And when you open it up, click on everything that's blue, click on everything that's burgundy, watch the videos. Now notice the health assessment is blue here, okay? I'm gonna open this health assessment, and I'm gonna open it for one specific reason. It is not the same health assessment we're currently using, okay? Now, why is it different? Here's the scoop. The health assessment in its current form, if you're really, really good at it, you might be able to get through it in about 20 to 30 minutes. If you're not really good at it, it could turn to 40 to 60 minutes. And I see Patty's going, yeah, that's it. What they did is they took the essential things, okay? Kind of like our training. We want just what it takes to get someone to take the next step. We've dwindled it down to this brief document where it's their contact information at the top. Hey, I'm really excited to learn more about you, where you are in your overall health, and where you'd like to be. Boom. You share your story, but no more than 60 to 90 seconds. Just brief. And then say, tell me where you are in your health. Any problems? How do you feel? Any aches or pains? Ask some questions. What medications are you on? Okay. Blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid. Knowing the names of the medicines is not important. Knowing that they're on different classes of meds is, are you where you want to be? Where would you like to be? When was the last time you were there? Do you remember what that felt like? Basic, simple questions. And as you come down through here, notice there's not a lot on there. And you get to the bottom of this, then it gets into the stuff that you're going to be talking to them about, okay? And if you notice, it goes over the 4 components, all right? So what I'd like to do is I'd like to just quickly have everybody who wants to chime in, you can unmute yourself at any time and chime in with a comment or a question, okay? But then mute yourself again if you could. But it goes over the 4 components: the health coach, the Habits of Health system, the support community, and our healthy fueling plans. But it lays it out for you right on their health assessment. Does that make it easy? I think it's awesome, okay? Next thing, at the bottom, when do you want to follow up? If they say, yes, let's get go, you know you're going to go ahead and get their billing information, get their order set up, and get them started. I've been doing the optimal kit with the Habits of Health system for everybody unless they have a true allergy or unless they have prior experience with Medifast or Optavia and they've already decided there's a bunch of stuff they don't like or want. And then I do not sit on the phone with them as they go through and pick out 22 boxes. I tell them, pick 22, write them down, call me, and then I'll set up their order. So there's a checklist. Notice there's weekly questions. What went well? What are we celebrating? What speed bumps did you see, did you hit that you navigated well? Did you hit any speed bumps that derailed you? The basic questions to support them on their calls. I did 3 support calls today, and I had a coach candidate here with me that I was doing a Health Coach Explore with, and she said, that's all it takes? Because it was 3 minutes was the maximum amount of call for any one of those support calls, okay? So they can be quick, they can be efficient, and I used basically that format. Pretty simple. And then it's who's noticing your journey. That's where you're layering for either referrals or that they might want to coach us with us. And notice it's just a check off of all the things that we do, and then dates, weight loss, and brief notes. So they put it all here and made it simple. And then if you've got somebody who seems to be a rock star, or as you do this health assessment, you find out that, gee, this is somebody that I might want as a business partner down the road. Look what is added to the back of the health assessment, a coach candidate evaluation form. So when you find somebody who's moving forward in their health, you just check it off. Attractive personality, successful in other areas, coachable. They're referring their family and friends. They're open to learning more. And then you're qualifying, is this somebody that you'd want to work with down the road? And then you have the approach and a present. Kelly Rife was really good when she talked about I plus Q equals A pause, okay? You know, identify, is this somebody that you'd like to work with? Is it somebody who could use one of the facets of our trilogy of healthy body, mind, or finance? Qualify, is it somebody that you would like to spend the rest of your life working with? And if it's not, don't bring them into the organization, okay? And then approach is, would you be open to exploring coaching with me? And what it is that we do is we help people move forward in their health. And then pause is say nothing and let them talk. So I plus Q equals A pause. And that's not the time to present. That is just the time to approach. And then you set up an appointment to present at another time. So I'm just excited that this new form is so much shorter and so much simpler. And it's got all the beef that you need to present the program in one place. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody. I'd like to hear your thoughts and your input on this.
Can I say something?
Please.
Can I use this tomorrow?
Absolutely. And you can you can print this out. This is available as of right now for all you guys. Okay?
Now how am I printing it out? You sent it to me on a message, right?
It's on a message, you
What you
open
did?
it up, and it opens it up as a Google document. Okay? And
Okay.
when you open it up as a Google document, you click on health assessment, It'll open it up as a document, and then you can save it to your desktop and print it.
Okay.
Save it to whatever and print it. Okay?
I like it much better. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just simpler. You will find out about their habits, their sleep, their water intake, do they eat out and all that. That will come as the relationship develops, but this is the bare bones that you need to help them take the first step.
Just curious, who adjusted it or?
Yeah.
A lot of this came from Terry Miller's team, and it came from the top leaders on her team, of which Brad and Ashley, her son, Brad and his wife Ashley were part of that. And Terry's team is absolutely huge, and they've got a lot of people who are top leaders in our organization. And basically what they were doing is they were adding and subtracting and coming up with their own, and they all met together as a team to create something that looks like this. And then what we did is we took what they already did and we changed it just a hint, not much. It is literally almost a carbon copy of what the top teams are now doing nationwide. Okay? Now, let me throw this out to you. This is a temporary stopgap mechanism that's in place. Okay? And what do I mean by that? When I say it's a temporary stopgap mechanism, it literally is to be used from now until we have all of this in exactly the same format in one place that's easy to access. And my understanding is that's coming as of January.
Cool.
Okay? And a little later this fall, we're going to have Habits of Health 2.0 and the app coming out. So that's coming out as well. And they're telling me November, but we'll see. They want to get all the bugs worked out before they launch.
Well,
Margie, go ahead.
yeah, I like it because the biggest thing is to get to their why and explain why we're different. So perfect, because people only hear 7% of what you say anyway.
Yeah, the habits can take a long time when you're doing it. So this will be more precise. I like it.
So when you start it, I see name, address, email. Are we supposed to start with that?
I would start with that, but remember, most of these people you're putting on your contact list, okay? Before you get them to a call to do a health assessment, you should be downloading a copy of the contact list, and they should already be on there with name and email and phone number, because that's how you're taking this step and you're talking to them.
Yeah, and do we have to ask permission to put them on the newsletter? Like,
I tell everybody, you know, I instead of asking permission, I say, I have a newsletter and I send it out to all my contacts. I'm going to send it to you. And if they say, well, I really don't want it, then I don't add them. Okay. But I try to send it to everybody.
And on the first document, when you start a new coach, did it change the name? Instead of a meet and greet, it was like a Q&A Zoom or something? What was it?
Well, there's two. Okay. Let me pull that up for you so you can see it. Okay. Give me 1 second here. They broke it into 2 calls. Okay. And here's what I mean by 2 calls. The first thing was there is a meet and greet Zoom, okay, that is brief. All right. And then there is a getting started Zoom where you sit down with the coach and really drill in on why do they want to be a coach? What did their goals look like? What would they like their business to look like?
Okay.
So the meet and greet really should not go beyond 10 to 15 minutes. Hey, I want to connect you with Whitney and Greg, or I want to connect you, you know, for you, Megan, it's like, I want to connect you with Margie and Doc and Whitney, and, you know, and to do that, it's going to be real simple. We're going to get you all on a call. Let's just do some formal introductions. And I want to make sure you know who your immediate support system is going to include. And then during that call, while we're asking your new coach questions, just brief questions, then you can be setting up your Facebook message thread that's going to include them and us and all that while you're on the call with us. Okay?
Got it. And the next one's like the website set up, their why. Like, I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's more their why and a plan for taking the next steps and getting started with calls, but making sure that we have absolute clarity on why they would want to coach, what would they want out of coaching, how would it benefit them, how would it benefit their family, where do they want to go with this, okay?
Okay. The video. Okay. Cool.
Mhm. All right, so that's really this document as a new Optavia coach. Everybody's with me on that, right?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
remember Terry Miller saying specifically in one of the trainings not to call it a meet and greet. That's just what we call it.
Right.
Right. And also, how high up do we go? So, you know, do we always go to Whitney and Greg? Or do we go just to you, the business coach?
Well, the answer is you want to go up to at least your business coach, and you should consider using a business leader who's reached the rank of global or above, which would be either Whitney or Greg. Okay. I'm not global yet, but I'm starting to rock and have a lot of fun. So I anticipate that I will get there. But for right now, what I would tell you is you would want to use your coach, you as the sponsor, your immediate sponsor, and then at least me. And if you feel comfortable using either Whitney or Greg, feel free to add them into that. But when you set up a...
You don't think 4 people is too much?
No, I really don't. And that's just for the meet and greet piece. Here's your mentorship line. These are the people that you'll be relying on to help support you. And we're off the phone in 10 minutes.
Right.
You know?
No well-being evaluation.
Yeah, well, and for that, we don't want to do any of that, okay?
Yeah.
And we don't want to get into all their whys and stuff like that. That's on the getting started. We want to get clarity on their why and where they want to go and all that kind of stuff. The meet and greet is just, hi, how are you? This is my new coach. Super excited. I'm here to support you. You know, you've got a great coach in Margie. Let's go ahead and rock through some training calls. Can we set up a time that we can sit down and drill in as to your reasoning behind coaching and what you would like to accomplish with a business? Cool. And then we set up that next call to get into the details. So keep that first meet and greet very brief and then get into more detail.
What do we tell them? What are we calling it for them? Just introduction to your support?
For meet and greet, I always tell people, hey, look, I'm just going to introduce you to your support team.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's just easier to get you. I know just because it's a roadblock in coordinating, it would be great, though. I'm going to try to get Whitney and Greg when I can. But
Now,
it's
do
an extra
you
step.
guys have their
Yeah, I
online
think-
schedules?
I think I still have it.
I don't.
Okay. What I can do is I'm going to go ahead and while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and put in Greg's. Oops, I got rid of that one. Let me put their schedules up. 1 second. All right. Give me 1 second. The new coach document I closed by accident. All right. So what I will do in our message thread that we have for everybody, okay, I will also go ahead and put the link to Whitney and Greg's online scheduling system. Okay.
Okay.
So I can do that right now so everybody has it. And this is the group. And this is Greg's online scheduling, okay? And then the other one is Whitney's online scheduling. And remember, right now with my schedule is a lot more liberal than Whitney and Greg's, okay? So, you know, I can usually make just about anything work. With just a little bit of juggling. They're a little bit busier than I am right now. So that's Greg's, and this one is Whitney's. So now you have the online scheduling tools for Whitney and Greg. Okay? So it's there. These documents, okay? We went over the new coach document. What did I just do? We went over the new coach document, and what I'd like to do now is I'd like to talk about the starting new clients document. Starting new clients document is actually pretty cool. And remember, Burgundy is a video. They even set up a training on how to use the document. And then best practices for starting new clients video. The Essential Optimal Kit, why we usually choose that one. There's a video. The new client welcome email link. So anything that's colored is a link that you can click on. So the new client welcome email. What they did is they put it in just a format that you can copy and paste into an email. Okay? And it has the hot links for Stop, Challenge, Choose. The well-being evaluation is the corporate one. Put your own in. Okay? Are you guys with me on that?
No.
All right. So here, you actually have your own well-being evaluation that if somebody clicks on it, fills it out, and submits it, it will come to you. For example, Patty, what is your website?
www.whatsyourstory.optavia.com.
What's your story?
Yep.
Optavia.com. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So now, there is your website, correct?
Yep.
All right. If you click on Optavia Community,
Okay.
it'll open up a page, and at the bottom of the page, all the way down, there's a thing that says Well-Being Evaluation. Do you see it?
Yep.
When you click on that, it's going to open up a new tab. Notice it is an Optavia Well-Being Evaluation that has your name on it. Do you see that?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
So if you click on it, highlight it, right-click, and copy it,
Yep.
then you can insert that into that document instead of the one that's there, so that when they click on it and they fill it out, for example, I'm just going to do this so
Mhm.
you have an idea what it looks like to get one.
Yep.
Okay? So I'm not going to put anything on here other than they fill it out. It tells you what their score is. It tells them what their score is. But to receive your score, enter your email. So let's say I would want to do it, and it puts my name in. I put my phone number in. Okay, and I want to submit this. All I do is click submit. When I hit submit, it's going to email me a copy, me the
Mhm.
client, and at the same time, it's going to email Patty a copy, so that you and I can refer back to it and talk about it later. Are you
Got
guys
it.
doing that?
Instant.
It works, doesn't it?
Yay. I would
Okay.
never have known that was there. And I
Surprise! Well, but that's what this call is about. This
Yeah.
call is to try to make it a little bit better for everybody. So we have the welcome email there, and then we have notebooks. You know, we have, we still have our file folder system, like this one here.
Yeah.
Okay, and most people are still using that. However, they've made it really simple. Anybody that you are talking to who is not a client yet, that you do a health assessment, stick them in a candidate notebook or in a section of this file folder system that you can come back to those health assessments. Once they become a client, they move into a section within this folder or in a separate folder that is specifically for clients. And you can organize it however you want, but there's information on how to organize so that you can stay organized. When you're assisting
that.
1 to 2 clients, it's not terribly difficult to stay organized. But if you've got 20, 30 clients running, it is much more difficult, and there's ideas on how to set it up, including, you know, different tabs for months that you're going to call people back that are in your candidate notebook, different tabs for A to Z for your current active clients, or A to Z of your current candidates, whatever you want. But it's information on how to set it up to make it easy, okay? And there's even information here on how to do a check-in with somebody. So you click on it, it's blue, it opens up a document, boom, and everything that you need is there. So it's kind of cool. They've laid this out super, super simple. Now, on this new client one, once you get your first client and the company decides to start paying you money, you can only get your money if you've completed your W-9 online, set up Optavia Pay, and there's a video on how to do that and even how to set up your website. So remember, you can sign up somebody within 5 minutes of ordering your Health Coach Business Kit. And at that point, your website's name is your idnumber.optavia.com. You're with me on that, everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. After that, you can go to this video and it reminds you on how to set up pay and how to set up your website. And Patty, you obviously changed yours, so that's good. The key to long-term success for any client is called client support to full integration. What does that mean? Margie, what does that mean?
Well, we're no longer calling it maintenance.
There is no such thing as maintenance.
Right, we're not using that. So we want them fully integrated, meaning tapping into all 4 resources, and I would think hopefully becoming a coach.
Okay, full integration means that they have made a decision to make health a reality in their life, period. They are utilizing you as their health coach. They're utilizing all of the pieces, which includes the calls, the Zooms. They're utilizing the Facebook support. They're utilizing the Habits of Health system. They're utilizing the 5-in-1 if it's appropriate, 3-in-3 if it's appropriate, or whatever program is appropriate for them at the time. So they're utilizing all the pieces. That's what this is about, okay? For people that send out emails, I lose emails. And, when people send me emails, they get thrown into an abyss of emails. I have a tendency to send a lot of things as messages. They actually did in a video training on how to support your clients using canned emails. So you can actually set up canned emails in your different email programs. And if you have, like a Gmail, there's information on how to set up canned emails so that if you want to send out an email about updating an order, boom, you can just send it out and you just type in a couple of words and it puts the whole email and loads it into the email for you.
Wow.
But there's information on how to do that with this video there, and they'll walk you through that. There's information how to teach your clients how to refer, how to assist your clients updating their second Premier order, and scheduling your celebration/tip calls. And then there's videos on structural coaching and effective client check-in calls, videos on full disclosure, videos about integration calls. And then they have ongoing learning, things that we all as coaches should be looking to our mentors for guidance initially, but then later on, they're things that we want to be involved in. And that would be, getting on the leadership calls, getting on the support calls, being involved in our Agents of Transformation Facebook page, getting certified, definitely shortly after becoming senior coach, if not before, jumping on board, registering for a national convention, which is going to be in Florida in July of next year. And then there's even, once we get people to senior coach, the whole concept of celebrating people as they get there and really solidifying staying connected. And these documents walk us through. Now, at the bottom of each document, there's a thing that says quick links to all the videos and documents, okay? So there are people that say, well, I need things in a list format. So guess what?
Ooh.
all of the videos and all of the documents are now in a list format. You click the bottom and you can pull whatever you want. You want a BMI chart, you go over and you click this, you highlight it, the little thing comes above it, you click on it, and before you know it, you're looking at hopefully a BMI chart. There you go. Okay?
My mothership.
So I like that, the mothership. Yeah. So anyway, everything that is in that document is now here in alphabetical order.
Sweet.
Nice.
Okay? So these ladies and Kim Pendleton, Vicky Teedy, Shauna Perry, they did an amazing job pulling all this stuff from Simple Systems, from Optavia Learn, condensing it, putting just what you need right now into one location and having it at your fingertips. Now, I will say the last document, okay? And the document is the business coach document, is this one. Once you are starting to sponsor coaches who are beginning to sponsor coaches, then this is essential for you. It's not got a lot of documents in it, but it's got videos from the top leaders in our organization on the concept of developing a sponsoring mindset. And it for you, and there's a couple other Trilogy Zooms, Becca Tinters, there's a pastor's one, a Trilogy Zoom with Corey Baker, Exploring Health Coaching with Dan Valentine, which is phenomenal. So they actually laid these out for us to make them all available. And remember, at the bottom of every document, if you scroll down, what should be at the bottom of every document? Quick links to all the documents and videos. Okay? So everything is there. And if you're not sure about certification, you're not sure about bonuses, a little bit about the monetary side of what we do, there's even a video about that. Okay? So I think what they did is they took everything that they could have put and they put it at the right place at the right time for the right people. So I'm going to tell you guys, don't dwell on the business coach document. Go to the new coach document, start putzing with that. Go to the starting clients up as you get clients and use that. But don't get bogged down on this business coach document, not yet. Fair enough?
Yeah.
All right. So I'd like to hear questions, and I'd like to be able to respond. We went over it just a 20,000 foot overview. These are things that you really need to open up some of the videos and watch.
I guess presenting business opportunity, would that be in the business coach one?
It is there. There's information on Coach Explore there. Correct.
Happening to the current Simple Systems.
Simple Systems is there. This is not designed to make everything else obsolete. This is designed to make it simpler for a new coach so that they don't get bogged down in Simple Systems. Okay? And if we want something that's duplicatable, then we want something that's clear, concise, and goes in steps. And that's what these documents are designed to do. And that's what Terry Miller's team's doing. That's what Dan Valentine's team's doing. That's what Becca Tinter's team's doing. That's what Doug and Thea Wood's team are doing. They're using documents just like this for the next steps.
Cool.
And there was just too many things in too many places.
Yeah.
And the goal now is to clean it all up and have that be the new training platform. So that's what the goal is.
Didn't see, I don't know yet, but is there a section where, like their team is also getting people right away to live their life out loud. No pictures at all. Oh, week 1, I lost 8 pounds and I love my coach. Tag the coach and the coach takes over. Like, that's a great thing that they do.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of teams that are doing that. They do allude to it in a couple of the videos, and they do talk about living their life out loud. Any one of your clients, when you have them post on our private Facebook page, have them share it to their main page, or have them post on their main page and share it to our private Facebook page.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought you just said not to run with Facebook right away.
No, I'm saying for a client,
We're
Right.
talking about a new client, like week 1.
if you have a new client, let's say you have a new client, week 1, they've lost 11 pounds, and they're like, holy cow, I lost freaking 11 pounds. This is amazing. Have them post that. Have them post that.
Okay.
And they'll
Okay.
even go a step further to say, put it on public so more people see it, and then tag the coach.
Yeah. But for you, as a brand new coach, for you to get out there on Facebook and start getting 3 friend requests out, starting 3 conversations, putting 3 posts a day, and then having to work that in addition to working your regular JOB,
Right.
that's going to be unwieldy.
Yes. Okay.
But if one of your clients goes, oh my God, I lost 11 pounds. I've never lost 11 pounds in my life. And 3 of their friends go, how did you do it? Have them tag you in that post, and then it'll bounce onto your feed, and you can
Okay.
say, hey, I'm working with John, and he's doing amazing, and you ask a question about how he did it. I would love to sit down and chat with you and, see if you have some goals that we might be able to help meet. And
Yeah.
you can start conversations
One
that
of my
way.
clients was receptive when it was like week 2 and it was 1 sentence.
Mhm.
The other times when it's the picture, some people can be a little shy, but with a
Mhm.
sentence, they tag. I'm going to try to do that with more new clients in the first couple weeks.
Absolutely.
What I
Absolutely.
like is that they're actually giving some concrete good advice on how to coach. Because I've been winging it and I feel I'm good at it. But now, look, we
Yeah.
have questions to ask.
Mhm.
That'll be good.
You know, and that's going to be excellent.
And the training videos that are built into this system are actually awesome. What they did is they went through and they made sure that the videos were going to be relevant. Okay? And even some of Terry Miller's old videos that are no longer relevant because things have changed, they redid the videos. And they brought them up to current dating.
Good timing for
Is
new
that-
coaches.
Yeah. Is that like one of the links that I clicked on was a total Take Shape for Life link. So everything,
Yeah, there was some old
Okay.
take shape stuff.
yeah.
Still on the
So-
document?
Not on the new one that you just sent, but I mean in Simple Systems, and when I was looking through the
Yeah.
coaching document, yeah, some of it
In
was weird.
Simple
It was
Systems, there's a lot of old Take Shape for Life videos there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, the goal is to be relevant and current. And that's why these documents were developed.
But we still do the texting campaign, right? I love
You
that.
you can. There are a lot of coaches that are not doing texting campaigns. Well, change that. They're doing Optavia 30, okay, as a texting campaign. So the night before you have them text Optavia 30 to 99,000. And then there's those sample, verbiages for daily text that you can send them. There's a lot of coaches that aren't doing those because they kind of get lost in those. It gives you too much to do. So if they're getting something through Optavia 30, there's not necessarily a need for you to do a secondary text to them each and every day.
Set them up on the videos instead.
Yep, set them up on virtual videos and set them up with their daily text using Optavia 30.
guys, just so I'm clear, because I just signed like 4 new people in 1 week, and so I was feeling like, oh my God, how am I going to keep up with text day 1, text? They all decided to start on different days, even though I tried to guide them to a similar day.
Mhm.
So, and then they tell me I started, and I'm like, So, are you saying that if I set them up on the Optavia, the Zoom, the what is it, Optavia 30, where they get their automatic, those updates, those texts, I don't have to do day 1, day 2, day 3? Oh my God.
I didn't know it was. I knew they get text.
What does the Optavia 30 do? Because I never remember getting it. I should check it.
When it came out on convention, it does say, "Hey, today talk to your coach. Hey, today drink water." But I don't know if it was daily, but it's definitely every few days in their first 30 days.
Well, Optavia 30 was a text every day for 30 days.
Oh, every day. Okay.
Every day for 30
And a
days.
video,
And some of them had video.
sometimes a video.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I actually still remember getting those. I liked those.
Okay, cool.
My first 30
I
days.
did
But
too.
how do I set somebody up with that? I'm not really sure.
They actually have to text the word Optavia 30.
They have to do it. Okay.
They have to text it to 99,000, 99000.
Okay.
I've had many say they're not doing it, which is so annoying. There's nothing I could do, but
Well, it is their journey,
yeah.
but our goal is to integrate, to have them use more and more of the pieces. And when we talk about integration, I describe to all the clients, look, you can build a puzzle with all the pieces face down, and eventually you'll get the puzzle together. But you'll get really frustrated and walk away multiple times because you're frustrated. If you flip all the pieces over and you start by building the framework, the structure, the border, and you look at the picture of what it's supposed to be looking like, and then you start filling it in to match that picture, it's much easier and you're less likely to walk away. Well, the pieces of Optavia are exactly the same. We start by making sure you know what all the pieces are, making sure you have access to all the pieces, and start with the framework, the structure, which is to use the 4 components. And then getting the pieces all lined up with the picture, you start to add, the webinar on Wednesday night at 8:30. You start to add a doctor support call, a nurse support call, the texting campaign, making sure that you're, really linked at the hip with your coach. I mean, you want to just keep layering all the pieces, okay? So that's really the concept that I tell them is the more pieces you use, the more likely that your success will not only be short-term but long-term. And I always ask the question, how would you like this to be the last time you ever have to lose weight for the rest of your life?
Yeah. That's a good question.
And
Good way to ask.
and I've never had anybody says, well, I think I'd like to lose it 3 or 4 more times. I've never had that yet, not to this day. And I've
but
been
you
doing
have
this for
people
them.
come back to you.
Right. But we have had people before who did not integrate and they suddenly show back up. Della, yeah. Well, and I'm going to be honest with you. The coach I'm signing up tomorrow, I'm signing up because one of my old clients integrated. One of my old clients integrated, and she started referring people. She referred her partner, and her partner referred her boyfriend, and the 2 of them referred this other person, and that person tomorrow is becoming a health coach. So we just keep layering. We let them know that we're here. With Elaine, I kept telling her, I'm here. I'd love to be able to support you, but she wasn't ready to be integrated before, but now she is.
Yeah.
So let me just understand, just so that I make sure that I understand. Before we actually have somebody order their health coach kit, they have these calls?
No, the moment the kit is ordered, okay, the moment the kit is ordered, we start doing the calls with potential clients or training.
But what you said earlier was, if you don't want to work with the person, don't have them order the kit.
Don't invite them to be your business partner.
Meaning you want to work
That's
with
different
them.
than having them be a coach.
What's that?
Be a business partner is different than having them be a coach, or
No. If you want them to be a coach under you, they are a business partner for the rest of your life.
Okay. So am I doing I'm sorry, just so that I'm clear. Am I doing an evaluation with them before they order their kid, or like I'm not clear on now on whether or not we're assessing their.
Well, they do Coach Explore before they.
Yeah,
order.
like are we saying that they have to we have to approve them in some way to be a coach, or are we saying that?
For a second.
Okay, well, Patty,
Yeah.
let's say that I'm your client. I'm not terribly coachable. Yeah, I've lost some weight. I don't answer your calls. You know that I do not have integrity. I'm just a jerk. I'm just a royal pain in the butt. Am I somebody you're going to want to work with for the rest of your life?
No.
Okay. So don't
No,
invite.
but what stops them from going online and ordering their coach's kit?
There's nothing that'll stop them. Okay. There is nothing that'll stop them from going on and ordering their coach's kit. But you don't want to encourage someone to join you in the business that you don't want to work with for the rest of your life.
Got it. Okay.
There is a mindset within Optavia too that once you have a coach that's beneath you, that orders, once you have a client that becomes a coach and they're a coach beneath you, that coach will always be attached to your downline for the rest of your time in Optavia. Okay? And since our coach business is actually a willable business that you can will to your children, they will be tied to your children in your absence. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to load your kids with jerks or load yourself with jerks that you don't really want to work with. So you just don't invite people in that you don't want to work with.
Now might be a good time just to touch on integrity and playing above the line as a coach.
Absolutely.
I've had people come to me, Patty, that don't like their coach. Or they might say, I want you to be my coach. I don't like my coach.
Okay.
So you don't want to say, no problem. You want to say, well, who's your coach? And somebody on that coach's team could take over. So we always just want to find out, technically, if it was really bad, it can happen, but it should be the very last resort. And
Right.
we want to treat coaches like they would want us to treat, we want to treat each other like we would treat each other. Like I wouldn't want somebody to steal somebody from me without asking,
Mhm.
and you probably would feel the same.
Well, and Della, you're a great example of this. Okay. Della had a pretty good relationship with her coach, and and she lost a bunch of weight, but she really didn't integrate into the system. Correct, Della?
Right.
Okay. So she did it as a diet. She lost a bunch of weight, and then when she wanted to get back in and get involved, she reached out to her coach, and her coach bounced her to another coach in the organization. And they really didn't have a connection, and she ended up finding me and said, I really don't want to go back to this. What do I do? And I said, well, I'd be happy to reach out to the people in this. No, I really don't want to do that. What should I do? And I said, well, this is what corporate would have you do. And I usually bounce them to corporate, and I let corporate go ahead and have them set up a change request if that's what the client wants. A client has the right to choose their coach, okay? And as leaders at Optavia, if you're coaching someone, but you start bringing on coaches and you feel that one of your coaches could connect better with that person, you can say to that client of yours, hey, look, you and I are hitting it off okay, but I think that you would really, really, really connect with Joni better because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like Joni to work with you as well? And then you can move that client to Joni, and you're still there in the background assisting, but then that client is directly beneath one of your coaches, okay? I have no problems moving a client to a coach that I think they would work better with.
Okay.
Okay?
It's just something just to be aware of.
Yeah. And I really do try to keep integrity right across the board. And if somebody says, hey, I did take Shape for Life with so-and-so, I said, well, why don't you reach back to your coach, and I'm sure they'll help you get started with Optavia. And if they go, well, I don't want to do that. Why? Well, I didn't hit it off with my coach. They really didn't coach me. I just basically did a diet. And that's why I'm here, and I'm 15 pounds heavier than when I started in the first place. Okay. Well, your coach has an incredible coach. I can reach up to your coach's coach for you, and you can call corporate and say, hey, this is a client, this is their ID number, their coach was so-and-so. I need to reach to the global on that team, you know, or the business leader on that team, and they'll tell you who that is and give you their number, and you can call that person and you can refer them back to their team. But if they say, no, I don't want to do that, then you just connect them with client services. Client services will tell them how to change if that's what they want to do. Okay. I had one of my clients who I really wanted to put under another one of my clients who was considering becoming a coach, but she wasn't ready. So I started to support her, but she just would not connect with me. I would call, she wouldn't answer. I would leave messages. She was always too busy. And then her friend, who I wanted to put her under in the first place, became a coach. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, I got a change request saying that this person is no longer in my immediate downline. And I'm like, excellent. So I checked my back office, and she moved herself to my coach that I wanted her to move to in the first place. You know, so I don't have a problem with that. Okay. But it's all in integrity.
We do approve them through our coaching calls, and then if there's someone that we want or that is ready to coach, like I had to be honest with Ken, one of my clients, and tell him, you're doing great, you answer my calls, but you haven't read the book as much. As coaches, we read the book. You need to read the book if you want to level up to coaching. So we were honest in that some things he needed to do before he was maybe ready to become a coach, and he still is thinking about it. So it's like the review process and an approval process.
Don't you think that they're so parallel, becoming a client and becoming a coach?
Oh,
When you
absolutely.
think about it, it's like almost the same thing.
The readiness, yeah.
Yeah, and steps, they're not ready till they're ready.
Mhm.
Getting
Oh,
them-
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the lady I'm going to have sign up tomorrow as a coach, you know, I've been talking to her about coaching, well, since before she became a client, okay? And she just wasn't ready, had some changes in her work, wasn't ready. And now I'm getting 2 more referrals from the salon. And, you know, before I take these referrals and put them under me, I said, hey, look, I got these 2 people, and they're coming as referrals from the salon where I got you. Would you want to coach them with me? And she was like, I don't know. Let me think about it. And I said, well, I'm signing one of them up tonight, and I'm going to sign the other one up in a week. She said, well, I'll get back to you. So I put the first lady's order in, and 15 minutes after I hit submit, she got back to me and says, I think I'm ready to be a coach. I'm like, okay. So I will transfer her to Denise when Denise becomes a coach. But these are people that were referred by the same people that referred Denise, and she knows who this is, you know? So it's like, I don't have a problem with her being there. But as you go through your support calls, as you go through the celebration, the tip calls, you're going to start identifying people that you think would be coaches. If you start looking at our private Facebook page, when you see people starting to post on there, you're going to start identifying people that you think would make great coaches. And if you see somebody that might be a good or a great coach, you know, you can always put a little message out there when they post something. Oh man, you're already a coach and you just don't know it yet, you know? And then one of us is going to see that and we're going to go, oh, somebody's noticing that one of my clients is really rocking it here, you know?
Your Carolyn put something in tonight that was really nice.
Oh, yeah?
So, like helping another person, it was really nice. She even sent a video to someone. So
Yeah, she's
so, I mean, that's just
very well.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's doing very well.
It's exciting.
All right. Well, tonight I'm going to draw it to an end. Does anybody have any last minute questions for me? You need to just dive into the documents and look at them. Della, you and I need to start doing some calls to the people on your list. Okay. So I will give you a call tomorrow, at some point tomorrow. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'll follow up with you tomorrow, and then we can start looking at scheduling those.
Okay.
And, you know, Joni, I hear you've got some peeps you're ready to start doing some calls. And you, Margie and Patty, are going to do those. If at any time you want me to do one of those calls or do a health assessment, let me know. I will make myself available, Megan, you as well. But I'm excited because now what I'm seeing is we're beginning to work more as a team, and that's getting to be more fun. So congratulations, everybody, and welcome to a team.
Yay!
I'd like to propose that maybe we could do this. It doesn't have to be this long, but once a week or bi-weekly.
I would be okay doing a call like this once a week, and
Just a
And-
thought.
and you know, I know 9 o'clock is late, but I do have Melanie who's on the West Coast, and I'm thinking a Sunday night might make sense to try to get her off her butt and get her on here as well. And I'm looking at possibly somebody who's going to be joining us in Colorado, and I'm trying to get somebody moving in Idaho as well. So I think a 9 o'clock Sunday night works for me for right now. And what I will do is I will just, from here on out, try to make it a point that every Sunday night at 9 o'clock, I'm going to be on Zoom for the coaches. And
if we can make 10 minutes, cool. If we can make 15, 20, it's just like that accountability.
absolutely, that's what I would like to do every Sunday night at 9 for anybody that wants it.
Jen Jones
Okay.
did making ones like Facebook.
What's that?
And when we get to certain things, we can get specific, like how to start a Facebook page, how to put the right picture, how to put, we can get more detail down the line.
hmm
That sounds good.
9 o'clock actually works for me. Anything earlier for me, I have trouble making it.
Okay.
Good then. And if you can't
Yeah.
make it, but at least we'll know it's a something that's always available.
Pre-week. Yeah, it's kind of a cool time.
And we will get to the point, ladies, that that I don't necessarily have to be the one to run this call as you guys become leaders.
Okay.
So we'll get there. But I'm really excited. Congratulations. Welcome to our team. And, Dr. A always ends his call with, let's get out there and get America healthy and then the world.
Woohoo.
Yay.
Have a good week, everyone.
All right.
good.
Bye.
Bye.
God bless. And before we hang up, who has health assessments, Coach Explorers already set up for this coming week?
I normally do, but not this week. But I'm going to call people tomorrow and message people.
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
Bye.
Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye now.